What's going on, guys and gals? Today we're going to be building a Twitter bot. A Twitter bot will allow you to connect to your Twitter account and automatically post tweets and retweets from anywhere. You can schedule these tasks as well as automate them to automate your Twitter activity. And yeah, so let's get started. What we're going to be using today is we're developing on Windows, but I prefer developing on Linux systems. So there's a new feature that's available for Windows 10. It will allow you to develop with a Linux terminal. So I'm using the Ubuntu terminal. That's just what I'm used to. You can do this with any sort of environment that allows you to code with Python. But this is just the setup that I'm using. So the packages that we'll be installing is just one package. It's called Twython. In order to do that, you could just simply do, if you have pip installed, it's really easy. You could just do pip or pip3 if you're using Python 3 or Python 3.6, which is what I'm using. So you could do pip3 install Twython. Now, since I already have it, it's going to say requirement already satisfied. However, for you, it might ask, is it okay? You can just type in yes, and then it'll install for you, and then you'll be good to go. The first thing that we're going to need to do in order to create this Twitter bot is to set up an API key. So in order to do that, you could log into Twitter. Alright, so I'm already logged in under an account called Wordy. This account is just stuff that I was working on before. But you're going to need to set up a developer account. So to do that, you could just type in Twitter developer, and you could click on the first one. Now, since I already have a developer account, it's going to automatically log me in. However, for you, you might need to create one, and you could just create one right here. So that after that, it doesn't take too long to set up. Then we're going to need to create a new app, and with that app, it'll give us all the keys and tokens that we're going to need in order to build this Twitter bot. So I already have one created, which I'll be using for this. However, if you want to create a new one, or you need to create a new one, it might take some time to get approved, but that's fine. They're pretty quick with it. So you just create an app name, description of what you're going to be doing with it, a website URL, or you could just put in like a random website. And yeah, you just fill out this form, create it. They'll send you an email when you're done to confirm, and yeah, then you'll be good to go. So then you just go back to your apps once it's created, and then you go to details, and this is where you'll get your keys and your tokens. You just click here, and then these two are these four tokens and keys are gonna be very important. So write them down when you get them for future reference in case you lose them. We're gonna end up needing them. So now let's get to the programming part. So first we're going to import Twython, the package that we installed earlier. So from Twython, import Twython. Alright, so now we could create our Twitter object, which is what we're going to be using to communicate to Twitter. So then we'll have our app key, app secret, OAuth token, OAuth, if I could type, token secret. So these are just placeholders. We're going to be filling them in with our actual keys actually right now. So I'm just going to copy and paste these keys. These keys you want to keep secret. You don't want to, reveal them online or to anybody, because they are linked to your account. So if someone does have these keys, they could just spam your Twitter or gain access to your Twitter. They could do a lot of bad stuff, so it's best to keep these secret. So I'm going to be blurring these out, but it's just going to look like a bunch of garbage. So yeah, once you have these, then you want to verify it, just so Twitter knows, like, hey, I'm trying to actually gain access to this, and it's also going to check your tokens just to make sure that they are valid. So you can do that simply with twitter.verifycredentials. And yeah, so now we could get to the good stuff. One of the things that you could do is you could search Twitter for certain keywords or hashtags, and it will return items back to you. So we could do that with twitter.search and the query, and we'll say Kanye West, and then we're going to get a response. So now let's just see what that response looks like. Here's our terminal. So now if we run Python 3 and then twitterbot.py, Twitter return unauthorized, invalid. Okay. So what I did is I just copied and pasted an old token, so I'm going to have to regenerate a new token. These will only come up once, so make sure you write these guys down, because if you don't, you're going to have to just keep regenerating them. And if you do build any future projects, those are all going to get broken. So, just like this one. Alright, so let's just make sure that these guys are all right. Alright, so now we should be good to go to do our TwitterBot stuff. So if we run it again, we'll just get a bunch of information. Yeah, in this format it's not, or it looks like it's not very useful. However, there's a lot of information in here. It's going to be returned as a JSON format, which is similar to a Python dictionary. So even as we can see here, our statuses are going to be the tweets that we get back, and it's going to give us a bunch of list items. Each one of these is going to be a tweet, which could have everything from the actual tweet itself, when it was posted. If the user had their location settings on, you could see the location, the person who actually sent out the tweet, all of that good stuff. So let's say, I don't know, we wanted to get the first tweet, the text, and who it was by. We could do a tweet is going to be the response and the statuses, and then we are going to want the first one. So let's actually split this in half just so you could see where I'm getting it. So that's where the status is coming from, and then we just want the first tweet, which is going to be all that data. So now if we just want the text, we could do tweet and then text, and that will give us the text of the tweet. And if we want the user, we could say tweet and then entities, and the first one, user mentions first. User mentions, the first user mention, and then the screen name. So now if we print out the text and then by and then user, and then we were to print this out, then we could see that we have a retweet. Man, we were really blessed to have Kanye, Jay-Z, and Frank Ocean. And that's by Smuckers by Tyler. So yeah, that's how you could really easily search Twitter for certain things. Which is pretty cool if you have a project that requires that. But we're going to be looking at some automation stuff. So let's say that you have some tweets that you want to send out, but you don't really want to send it out now. You could send them out later. So to do that, we could just do Twitter.update status, and then we'll include our status to equal, let's just say hello from Python. So now if we execute that code, we don't get an error, which is good. And then if we check here on Twitter and we update or refresh the page, then we could see hello from Python. So now let's say that we wanted to upload a picture. Well, we could do that very, very easily. So this is the picture that we're going to be uploading. It's just a flower. So we could do our photo is going to be open, and then our image, and then we're going to read it as a bytes object, and then we're going to have our response, which is going to be Twitter.upload media. And then our media object is just going to be the photo that we just opened. And then we could do Twitter update status, and then we could say, this is, if I could type, is a flower. And then we're going to include our media IDs, which is going to be a list, which is going to be response, media ID. Alright. So now if we run this, we don't get an error, that's good. We check Twitter, and we refresh the page, and then we will see our flower has been posted. But let's say that we had a video that we wanted to do. Well, it's very similar to tweeting out a photo. So this is going to be the video that we tweet out. It's just a little animation. So then we're going to open up the file of the video that we want to tweet out. And same thing, read it as a bytes object. And then we could do Twitter.upload video. And then it's going to be media. It's going to be the video that we just opened. And the media type is going to be video/MP4. And that's just because it's an MP4 file. If you have a different video format, you could just change the format there. And then same thing, we could update the status. We don't want to tweet that out again. So, alright, and then we could say this is, or we could say hello from little dude. So now if we run this, no errors, that's good. We check Twitter, and we have our little dude. So yeah, this is a very, very basic implementation of a Twitter bot. There's so many things that you could do with this. You could automate everything, you could pull data, you could compare data to other projects that you're doing, like if you're doing stock analysis or something like that. You could automate everything if you were to create a scheduler. If you guys want to see anything more advanced with this, let me know. If you learned something, if you liked what you see, leave a like, and I will see you guys next time.